Okay, so this is test 3 review, questions 44 to 51. So whenever we have a fractional exponent, we use a radical sign. And this goes down below. This goes here, and this one becomes the power. So I have to say what times what times what is 8. So I'm just going to use my calculator for this. There's this button here, but the yellow one, so I have to go shift first. The third root of 8 is 2, and then 2 squared is just 4. So because I have a fraction here for an exponent, I know this has to go under here. This goes here, and this 3 is the power. When I have a square root, a 2 here, I don't have to write it. So the square root of 25 is what times what is 25? That's 5. And then 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. So this exponent is only on the 16, not on the negative. If it was like this with brackets, it would also include the negative, but it's not. So I'm going to use my finger to cover it up. So it says, because this is a fractional exponent, I need to use a radical sign, and the 2 goes here, and the power goes here, the 3 goes up, and I put the negative back in front. But because it's a square root, it's a 2, I don't need to put the 2 there. So what times what is 16? 4. Put my negative back in front. 4 times 4 times 4, I don't know what it is. 64. So be careful, this negative does not go with the 4 in the exponent. So I have to go 4 times 4 times 4, which is 64, and then put the negative back in front. Okay. This negative here means move it to the other side. So whenever you have a negative in an exponent, it just means move to the other side. So the 8 is down, move it up. This is 27, move it down. Okay, so now I got rid of my negative, so now I'm going to separate the top and the bottom. So, because I have a fractional exponent, I need to use the radical sign. So the 3 goes, the number that's down goes here, and the number up is the power. So it's a fractional exponent, so it needs the radical sign. And the one on the bottom goes here as the root, and the one on the top, it's the power. So what times what times what is 8? We can check. We can go the third root of 8 is 2. So I'm just doing this part first. The third root of 27. Oops. The third root of 27. Oops. 27 is 3. Because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. So 2 to the power 4 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 to the power of 4, 16. And 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. Oops, you can't see that. Oh, you couldn't see it. Okay, okay, so here I have my exponent. Because it's a fractional exponent, I need to use a radical sign. The 3 goes here as the root, and the 4 goes up as the power. Because this is a fractional exponent, I use a radical sign, and the 3 goes here, and the number at the top is the power. So the third root of 8 is 2, the third root of 27 is 3, and then I just go 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, and I get that. Okay. So whenever you have the base the same, we can add the exponents if they're multiplying. So I'm just going to go like this, 1 over 3 plus 5 over 3. So, because we have this beautiful calculator, and I know you're using your calculator, not your mobile, you can do your fractions here. Oops. So I'm just adding my exponents. Oh, that's 2, so it's really 2 to the 2. 2 to the 2 is 2 times 2, which is 4. Okay, so when you have the same base and it's multiply, you add your exponents. Here we have the same base, but it's divide. And so we just subtract our exponents. So it's really the top one subtract the bottom one. So let's do this. Fraction 3/8 subtract 1/8. It's 1/4. So that's really, now because this is a fractional exponent, I need to use a radical sign, and whatever is down in the bottom goes here. And if there's just a 1 up there, you don't need to put a power of 1 because that doesn't change anything. So it means what times what times what times what equals 10,000. So I don't know what that is. I mean, I kind of do, but I'm pretending I don't. So the 4th root of 10,000. 10. Now, let's look at the last one now. Okay. So when we have something with a power here, the rule of the exponents is I multiply them. So really, I'm going to go 4/5 times 2. So you can do this by making it a fraction and go, oh, that's 4 times 2, which is 8. 5 times 1 is 5. Or you can use your calculator, and you just go 4/5 times 2. See, it's the same thing. So this should be x to the 8/5. Now the same thing for this one. I can multiply these together. So that would be 2 times 7/5. And you can make this a fraction. Let's write that nicer. 2 times 7/5. You can make that a fraction, and then it's just multiply the tops. 14/5. 1 times 5. So you can do it that way, or you can just put it in your calculator. 2/7 times 5. 2 times. So 2 times 7/5. And you get 14/5. So this is really x to the 14/5. And then, because we have the same denominators, or not denominators, same bases here, I can just subtract these exponents. So really it's going to be x. Like this. I'm just going to subtract the exponents. So you can do it, because they have the same denominator, I can just go 8 subtract 14, which is going to be -6/5. Or you can use your calculator. 8/5 subtract 14/5. So same. So that's x equals -6/5. So remember, a negative exponent means please move it to the other side. So that should go here. And if there's nothing on the top, you need to put a 1. Okay, so now I'm just going to write it again over here. Just the same thing. So now because we have a fractional exponent, that means I need to use a radical sign. Now the 5 should go here, and the 6 should go here. Well, this is a weird answer. This doesn't look pretty. Because we can't simplify and make this any smaller because it's not a number, it's a letter. So I would say my math lab would like this better than this. So I wouldn't go that far. I would stop there. Because it's just an x, you can leave it that way.